Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Off to a little late start today. Apologize to that. About a 15-minute late start. It's 8:26 a.m. It is March 19th. Going to have a little brief um, um, uh, recap of yesterday and this morning. We are gapping down into a gap from yesterday. So that little exuberance from yesterday has been muted. Basically, FOMC is coming tomorrow, and maybe the market wants to like settle before that happens. All right, because nobody knows what's really going to happen except probably the pause. But then, what is he going to say? Hawkish, dovish. That is the deal. Okay. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets. Okay. Also use gamma exposure, supply and demand, most traded price of the year, the month, and the rolling week, and the previous day, all to find structure in the market. That's basically it. You get those things to line up, you might have a trade on your hands. Then you analyze it, and then you put money to risk. Right? That's basically the mantra here. All right. Confluence is king. Okay. So let's get right into the watch list here, and let's see what we have going on. All right, so we have a VIX that's up 3%. Okay, dollar's up 0.33, crude is up 0.11, bonds are being bought slightly. 30-year bonds, 10-year yield is down 0.14, not much. Dow's down 0.22, gold down 0.39, ES down 0.53, silver's down 0.75, Nasdaq's down 0.8, the Russell's down 0.77, Bitcoin's down big, down 0.5, 0.58, and Ether's down big, 6.14. So they're pulling back. Okay, they are pulling back. Mag 7, no leader here. All right, there's all laggards. All right, Nvidia had their conference, talked about a new Blackwell GPU. However, they're selling off semis this morning. Okay, all right, so we have Meta's down. They I heard is it Meta that I heard is lowering prices for Europe? So I believe Meta, but I could be wrong with that. Um, Tesla, Snow got a downgrade. Nvidia is down 2.48. Okay, AMD down 3.69. Coin down 5.58%. That stock is doing an offering. All right, that's causing some weakness. All right, let's move on to top sector stocks. All right, we don't have a leader. All right, we have nothing but laggards. We have Eli Lilly, Salesforce, and Qualcomm. Okay, as far as swings, what do we have? Not much leaders. If you notice these swings, only Roku really. Triple 3M got a upgrade, right? We got laggards though. MicroStrategy doing an offering as well. So is Supermicro Computers. So they're down 10% each. Mara's down 6.5. Bitcoin ETF, Riot, Hood, Marvel, AR. All those stocks are hurting. Okay. Let's go back top sector. Let's go back to the leader, which there is really none. All right, moving on to sectors. Sectors. What do we have here? We have no leaders. We just have laggards. And we are lagging with communications, discretionary, technology, and the big lagger is semis, down 1.47%. Okay. That's a big change. Okay. Semis usually are the ones driving this market. That means risk off. All right. Semis are risk on or risk off. That means risk off. Let's move on to we're going to skip economic calendar and news because there's not much today. Let's see. Let me just make sure. Yeah, today is very light in news. Not really anything to note at all. Okay, so we're going to skip some of that. We're going to get right into the daily charts. Let's do that. Let's go to those daily charts. Let's move to that. All right, and what did we do? Right, yesterday. So, yesterday, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. So yesterday, what did we do? We're inside last week, right? That's last week's high, last week's low. So what did we do yesterday? We gapped up, held the gap, pushed all the way up, and then we fell apart the rest of the session, right in the middle of the muddle. So, you know, not much to say. We held the 90 MA. That was the low. Again, this is very susceptible to get broken for FOMC, or we're going to break here to 508s. That's really all I see with the SPY. This morning we are at 510.70. We are gapping down. We are down here by last month's highs. Okay. Not sure what to expect today because it's FOMC tomorrow. Could be quiet, could be volatile in the morning, and then could really quiet down for tomorrow. But who knows? I've said that before, and that doesn't happen. Qs, okay. Qs did is they came up, broke this downtrend, right? Hit last month's highs. You can see right here. Couldn't go above it, and then they fell off the rest of the session. It was a very low volume session, very low volatility session. So, and we closed down here right at the 20-day simple moving average again. So close right below the 20-day simple moving average. Now 434.60, 434.60. That's a pretty big gap. We're all the way down here now. We're close to Friday's lows. All right, what do we have? That's last week's range, last week's high, last week's low, right? So again, 434 is that area. 434 is the support area, okay? Then you have probably 440, 441 as your resistance. What do we do today? Not sure. You can see the expected move today is $5.45. That's what we expect. Okay, but that move from yesterday's close, we've almost done $3 of that. So have to see. All right, have to see. All right. As far as the TNX 10-year yield, that's down slightly. The VIX is elevated, so let's look at the VIX really quickly. There's the VIX. We are still in the middle of this crap. You need to get over 15 and hold 16 to really have some fear. We don't really have big fear yet. That could all change tomorrow. Dollar is getting love. Okay, so this is going to put weight on equities and commodities. So this dollar strength, that could be because Japan raised rates or stopped the yield curve control. Let's look at the. I just look at 10-year yield, right? So we have to see 10-year yield is rising. If we break this 4.3, which is probably going to wait for FOMC, that is going to put weight on this market. Okay, it should put weight on it. Okay, that is that triple-headed monster. All right, now let's move over to market profile, volume profile. I'll try to get into this as quickly as I can because I'm a little short on time today. Okay, so this profile is looking very balanced prior to FOMC. This is what usually happens. Okay, this is what usually happens. So you got right here. It's pretty much a balanced profile. Okay, waiting for FOMC. That makes sense. Yesterday, what did I say? Most traded price of the weeks up here, most traded price of the months here. I said we could do ping pong, right? We could do ping pong, and look what we did. We pushed up into that supply, and now look what we're doing. We're going back to the most traded price of the month. I'm not saying but I'm saying it was really in this area prior to FOMC. So yesterday was all about Google, that move. Every semis were pushing, and then you know what? They ran out of steam. Okay, so we have a gap down again today. What do also we have? We are almost 100% net short this morning. Okay, we're underneath the monthly VWAP. We were above it yesterday. Now we're below week-to-day VWAP and monthly VWAP. So this is just priming up for us to probably trading a range today prior to FOMC. Okay, this makes sense. We're gapping down into a gap. So you can see the gap from yesterday. Now we're gapping down again. Okay, so here's the lows from yesterday. I'm sorry, that was the highs. There's the lows. Here's the overnight highs. Here's the overnight lows. We are gapping down. Okay, pretty big gap. So it's market's kind of nuts that we gapped up yesterday. Now we're gapping down today. All right. So what am I looking at here? Is basically we got supply here and here right at the monthly VWAP. All right, but we are close to 100% net long. So you'd like to see if this market could catch a little bid, because now you're gapping down, okay, and you're 100% net short. Now, just because FOMC is coming, nobody really knows what Powell's going to say. Not about the rate cut, it's about what he says afterwards. So this could be, and that would be the gap fill. This could be, if you push down a little lower, even if you come into this demand here at the most traded price of the month, even if you do this, this could be a little bit of a bear trap, and that could be the move back up into balance waiting for FOMC. Okay. Also, we could just push down a little bit, hit the overnight high, find lower highs, and also come back in, fill this gap up, and just kind of wait for tomorrow. That's really what I see there. Now, as far as this short play, okay, we're gapping down. So your play to look at is yesterday's lows. That would be the gap fill. So if we came up into here, that's going to fill the gap from this morning and yesterday's gap. Okay. And if you find some sellers there, this could roll over. And like I said, could land here. Now, probably wouldn't expect it to go past here. Could also come up into this supply. Okay. But like I said, I think really what we're looking at here today is, if the market falls farther, I believe you get a bounce to here to move into here. If I believe the market comes up into here, I believe we probably chop around waiting for FOMC. All right, because you just got a lot of big levels here. Like I said yesterday, ping pong. Okay. So now let's look at the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ changed some levels here that are important to talk about. Okay, here's our profile. So here, of course, the most traded price, okay, let's just call it 182.62. This area now is the most traded price of yesterday, most traded price of the week, most traded price of the month, and the most traded price of the year. Very important level. This is your line in the sand in the NASDAQ. Okay, above here is bullish, below here is bearish. Here's price, well below it. Okay, month below week to date VWAP, below week to month monthly VWAP. Okay, below the major levels. So this is a bearish posture, bearish structure for the market. Overall, obviously it's bullish, but for this, what we talk about here, this is very bearish. Okay, we still have that big unfilled gap below. Okay, so that's very important. This level, it made it above that level yesterday, hit monthly V up, went across, hit that supply, and then came through it. So guess what? These longs felt pain. Okay, so now if we look at yesterday, we have a poor high from yesterday, basically a double top in the 30-minute bar. Here's our low. Here's the overnight high. Here's the overnight low. Now we are close to 100% net short. So guess what? We have shorts from here getting paid, shorts from here getting paid. Okay, we do have a demand zone here. So, like I said earlier, if we're talking about possible scenario here because of FOMC, Do we get the outside selling move today? I don't know. Probabilities are no. So what I'd be looking for is a move into this demand zone. All right, so a gap and go, move into this demand zone. Even if you touch that gap, but then you bounce and you start getting lower highs, this could be the move that brings us back into this area waiting for tomorrow. Okay? That's really all I'd be looking for. Okay? If you can fill the gap and even just change that, you could fill this gap and then just meander around in here, right? Because that big level above. Okay? Now, the only thing as well, as far as if you're looking for a short and you're just like a short, you can go down, bring up, and you're like, hey, I want to be short. We can fill the gap and right in here, try to push up, and then you can roll over. Again, though, I don't know how far you go with that. You could just get a weak bounce up here and go like this. Okay, that's what I'm seeing in these markets. Okay, remember this level right here is huge level. Most trader price of the year, enough said. But it's also the month, the week, yesterday. It's just huge. Okay, huge. We're below it now, so you have to treat it accordingly. All right, and to make you understand this, this is perfect setup for FOMC. Most trader price of the year, the month, the week, the previous day, all lined up together, right? So that only means that FOMC tomorrow, if we are around this area, which I would believe we will be, that's usually what happens. That makes a huge move up if it's good and a huge move down if it's good, even bigger of a move because we're in ultimate balance in the NASDAQ. Ultimate balance here. I mean, this is just huge level. We keep trading across it, so that means that there's people initiating trades and taking trades off. The most trades happen here. Okay, very powerful. So that's really going to be it. I mean, hopefully that made sense to everybody today. I had a shortened little session today, but hopefully everybody enjoyed it. All right, if you liked it, please give me a like. Okay, if you liked it. And you can follow me on X at Gonzo719. All right, that will be it for me today. I wish everybody good luck. Stay patient today. Now, I said probabilities lie with kind of like probably going down and pushing back up and waiting for tomorrow. I don't usually we don't get outsized move, but everything doesn't mean that probabilities don't always mean that that happens. It just means the probabilities that we don't do that. Okay. So, well, everybody have a good day, and I'll most likely see you guys tomorrow.